This little area just down from the bluebells we've just shown you. Lovely pink bell coming up there, which we're allowed to just give that highlight of colour. But look at this. This is wild forget-me-not. Got to be careful not to weed this out because it's there all year round. Seeds prolifically, but if you look after it and just let it seed into the borders, you get this beautiful block of sky blue. That tiny little white centre if you get really close up. But again, it just gives that lovely block of colour at this time of year when all the daffs are over. You see this border earlier in the season's been full. We've planted a couple of thousand tete-a-tetes in here. We tend to buy them from the flower auction and just pop them in when they're almost in bud and full flower so we can see where the gaps are. And this has been a wash of colour yellow a couple of weeks ago. Then you'll just see the remnants there of the purple hyacinths, which are now almost over. Last of the narcissi coming up in the background. Got peonies starting to shoot here, which we've put the supports in for. And then on the background we've got this big planting of this mauve rose, which was put in by the previous owners. And this border had been completely abandoned for quite a few years. We've gradually brought these back. We've got some standard peonies or tree peonies coming up at the back here as well. That's a bright yellow one. It only flowers for about 24 hours. Doesn't give a massive display either. It's quite restrained in its flowering. But this rose is an absolute beauty. I'm going to try and remember the name. I'll put it on as a subtitle. I can't remember what it is now. Again, in this border we've got plantings, again repeating the forget-me-nots which have come up here. See the last of the primroses still doing quite nicely in the back here. This is effectively a north-facing border with quite a high wild hedge behind it. Doesn't get much in the way of sunlight other than first thing in the morning. It tends to be in shade, so stuff lasts a lot longer in this border than it does in a south-facing or full sun border. And we've got Egyptian irises coming up here in big clumps, blue ones, which will give us a nice display later in the season. And magnolias, still are to that one, struggles a little bit in this area. But again, we've got some more azaleas, some young ones planting on the back there to repeat blast of colour we get from those ones there.